Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Cannot begin to describe the happiness I had when I heard that on Saturday morning. Woke up to that. Absolutely brilliant. Big credit to Stacey and his sound engineer, and also big thanks to Mark for helping to bring that all together. Great effort. Fantastic. If you're a Newcastle United fan, I am sorry to bring up painful memories, but one of the biggest FA Cup upsets in history was when Hereford United knocked Newcastle United out of the cup in 1972. Newcastle United then were 5 leagues above Hereford United, and yet thanks to Ronnie Radford's superb goal, and then one in injury time, in extra time, Hereford knocked Newcastle out. How did Hereford do it? Well, obviously a lot of passion. It's the FA Cup, a lot of effort, but not least the fact that the Edgar Street pitch was like a ploughed field. If you want to beat far superior opposition, drag them down to your level, and you've got a chance. This is what Guilters want to do. They want to drag us down to their level. The Guilter press, the only thing it can do now is try and discredit Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey by quoting Kenneth Kratz's junk science, accusing Kathleen Zellner, experts, of using junk science. It's quite laughable. But of course, public opinion was firmly on Kenneth Kratz's side back in 05, 06, 07, particularly when he put away this dangerous criminal, psychopath, Stephen Avery. Public opinion was very, very important back then, even putting aside the fact that obviously the jury was tampered with and we had a completely dishonest judge. But now, of course, public opinion has completely turned in favour of Kathleen Zellner. Not just the public opinion, she's well aware of the need for this public opinion to be fully against the state, but also the fact that she now has all of these experts lining up with her. After making murderer #1, truthers were on the moral high ground of, well, at the very least these guys need a retrial because clearly there's something wonky going on there. But now we're not just on the moral high ground, we're at the top of the summit of this moral mountain, and we're just getting higher and higher. So, as I say, we do not need to start pampering to Guilters when they start engaging with us. It's up to the state now to explain how they managed to get so much DNA on the bonnet catch and the key. Of course, they never expected their evidence to be called into question. It was only thanks to making a murder. And it reminds me of Kenneth Peterson when he said, quote, "They have to prove it, and I don't think they can." Well, isn't that totally where the state are now? There's no way they can replicate the what they did back in 05 in the investigation by finding that much DNA on the key and the bonnet catch. As I say, I do think that at times we're in danger of paying too much respect to Guilters. It's something that I have kind of criticised Eric Ose for, but he's just too nice a dude. He is just so nice. He's prepared to listen to some of them and some of the nonsense that they come out with. My attitude is perfectly simple. If they've got anything worthwhile to say, they need to get in touch with Zellner. They don't need to bother telling us about their theories. We're not going to change the case. If you feel that strongly that Stephen Avery is guilty and that you've got facts and evidence that can prove that, you need to go to Kathleen Zellner. Not only from the point of view that morally that would be the right thing to do, but you could be $10,000 better off as a result. So what's stopping you? As I say, don't bother speaking to us, because we're way above that level of discussion where, you know, we need to even bother talking about some of the stuff that you want to talk about. You know, you know, some of them still going on about the cat incident. I even had somebody the other day saying to me, well, you know, the bullet, it could have just gone through some of her skin and flesh. It could have, you know, sort of rebounded off the garage floor and then hit the wood in the garage. You know, nonsense, absolute nonsense. At trial, that bullet was presented as having gone through her skull, and they presented a piece of skull with what appears to be a bullet hole in it. That is what was presented. That is bogus. There's no other way of putting it. And indeed, some guilters even accept that Steve and Brendan deserve a retrial. One thing that's quite interesting about Making a Murder #2 is that we find out that, in actual fact, to the guilter that sent Sukovich the flowers, there is no need to send her flowers. She was always going to deny Stephen Avery a retrial. Luckily, it's now up to the Wisconsin Appeals Court of the 2nd District. 2nd District is the one that includes Manitowoc, and one of the judges in the District 2 is Mark Gundrum. And according to comments sent to me a few weeks back from his daughter Bernadette, his quote in Making a Murder 1 about whilst you mentally want to give Stephen Avery the benefit of the doubt, it's impossible to do. Well, apparently he was not too chuffed with that being taken out of context, so he could very well be somebody that's looking at this case sensibly and saying, look, we need to get this Stephen Avery fella sorted out and exonerated. And apparently Judge Brian Hagedorn is seemingly similarly minded. He too is an honest judge. So as I say, regardless of Judge Sukovich's animosity towards Steve, that's going to be totally irrelevant come December the 20th. Getting back to Stacey's brilliant tune, for me it's got a mix of funk and almost some sort of late Supertramp about it, which reminds me that I had great fun on Friday tweeting with Steve Drizzen. Between the pair of us, we managed to come up with several tweets that included the titles of no less than 15 Supertramp songs. He's clearly a Supertramp fan. He managed to get in two that I missed, which I was quite peeved about. He managed to mention both School and Give a Little Bit, but it was great fun on Friday doing that. So I think that's about all I've got time for today. As I say, one thing I would say, I'm really enjoying all of the videos that everybody's doing. All of the YouTubers, they're putting out all sorts of stuff, well worth going and checking out. You know, the more the better. I was also chatting with the dude about the fact that it was about this time last year, me and him were trying, and Mark were trying to get more people to do videos about the case, and if we could get one or two more people doing, you know, going out and doing just little video. It doesn't need to be anything complicated. I mean, I'm just sat in my room. Yes, I've got a nice flag, courtesy of Charlie Berens. I've got another couple of flags there that are quite good, and just an iPhone. That's all you need, and then just upload to YouTube. And let us know what your thoughts are on the case. It would be really good. In fact, Eric Cozy did one video about it. I should warn you, he is wearing his kilt, but it's well worth checking out. That really is time for now. Catch you soon. Bye for now.